What's going on YouTube? This your boy Joe Fontaine of Joe Fontaine Music. Going over Maschine 1.6 is in the building. Okay. Now, so don't pay attention to this up here. This is just basically a project that I was working on the other day, and somebody also asked me how to make their scenes play in order. So it's this little gray bar up here, man. Like when you touch this bar, and you move it like that, you see how that's moving? That's how you set your length. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna make the your scenes play in order. But anyway, you can see down here in the edit tab, I got this sample. You can adjust your sample with these little gray bars right here. You see how that's adjusting to fine tune it, you know, to start endpoints to get it to where you need it. That's one way you can use the hardware controller. When you get more advanced with it, you'll just be looking at the hardware controller and won't be worrying about what's really going on the computer screen, really. Maschine, you can make Maschine read MP3s, but the easier way to do it, you can just throw an MP3 in, like, let's say like Ableton Live or Pro Tools or whatever, and just convert it to a WAV file. I do it that way. That way I can chop it up and I can truncate it and get, you know, the extra garbage off it that I really don't need. Anyway, over here you can notice that I labeled this one Maschine chopping. So what you do is you take these files and you drag them off and you put them on a sound, and that's basically how this WAV file is right here. You know, you can adjust the start endpoints. You can make it a loop if you want to have it perfectly looped. Now if you look to the right over here, you can adjust the attack. You also can adjust the decay. I really don't care about this right now, because what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be slicing it up. So I'm going to click on the slice tab. You have auto, which will automatically set the beats per minute. It will conform to the timeline of your track. Right here you can notice it's saying 16 slices, and I have the mode and split. I like split mode because it chops everything up into an equal distance slice, I guess you can call it. You know, the start and end point each slice is equal and the same. Okay, now on your let me get this out the way so you can see this better. On the hardware controller, you can zoom in and zoom out on these slices. You have a magnifying glass right here. When you open this magnifying glass, you can notice you can zoom in on this and make it a lot bigger or a lot smaller if you want to fine tune your chopping. Okay, so on your hardware controller, once you fine tune your chops and get your chops to the way that you need them, from that point you would just highlight them like this and you drag them off of here. Like, you drag it, you see how it makes that little funny looking box? You drag it and you drop it right on your sound. So then that way, once you're done with that, you click apply. On your hardware controller, it'll say apply or apply to, I believe it is. It'll process that and it'll spread it across these pads once you're done. And from that point, you're ready to get busy. So to make it a lot easier to understand, I'm going to just go ahead and convert this video over to external mode, and we'll get into actually using the hardware controller on Maschine. So let's go ahead and do that. But before I do that, I also did want to mention, you can notice here you have 4 different tabs. And let's say if you want to throw some effects on it, the effects will be applied. Like, let's say if you jump over to tab 2 and then you select this, Maschine has built-in plugins, but I like to use mine. Like you can see right here, the VEQ3s, the 4s, etc., my reactor, guitar rig, stuff like that. And well, then again, I might not jump into that because that might be starting to get like a little bit too complex into it. But for example, when you get into guitar rig and you know, you like mine, I have like specials like Joe Fontaine special 1, 2. You can make like your own racks and, you know, stuff like that, and you can custom tune your own presets. And, you know, I did the same thing for Contact, you know, stuff like that. So again, I'm not going to really get into that right now. I'm just going to stick with the sampling part. And, you know, Another thing that's real, well, I'll go ahead and I'll go to external mode and I'll explain it a lot better. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's jump into the external mode. Let's actually see the hardware controller in action. And let's just go ahead and do it that way so it'll correspond with the screen. That way you can see what I'm doing on the screen as well as the controller. So let's do that.
And what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Joe Fontaine, the Joe Fontaine Music, and I'm back with Maschine. What I did was I went ahead and I switched here to external mode, so then that way you guys can get a view of the hardware controller. Now you can see right here where it says settings, you have different modes, just how I was showing you previously over here, where you can go between split and detect, as well as grid. I'm using split right now. So over here, this is the third tab when you hit the slice tab. Now you can adjust the start and end points here by jumping down on here. And what you want to do is you want to click on this button here where it says edit. Now when you click on the edit button, you see you have the start and the end points on the slice tab. Now by moving this knob here where it says start and end, that's what's moving this guy right here. The cool thing about it, once you select your first pad, see it stopping right on point. The next one, you hit your next pad, it's going to start exactly where you left off, and so on and so on. So you just adjust accordingly. So I was chopping this sample up like this right here. So, you know, you get the idea. You can make like different melodies out of that. Up here it's all, you know, no matter how fast you're moving time forwards and backwards, it, you know, it takes care of it for you. So I hope that helps you guys out as far as you know, or hope it makes it a little bit easier in Maschine trying to figure out how to get your slices down. Because what happens then after that, once you got your slices the way that you want them, you just highlight these little boxes like I'm holding, like you hold your mouse key down and you drag it. See how it's like a little thing or whatever? And then you start dropping on your sounds like this. Each one. You take them all the way down until you fill up. Well, you don't have to fill up, but if you got 16 slices, you want to fill. So again, I'm not going to run too long. I really don't want to, you know, get too much off subject. But, you know, these little tabs right here, like each sound that's in here, you can custom adjust each sound in here. You can see right there to the right, all those like little files. Each sound, you can tune them, you know. See, you can go up under here and slice them up, chop them up, adjust the beat per minute. The same thing with the auto detect. You know, you can add, you can remove slices inside it. You can apply it. Then over here in this little piano roll button, it puts you back on this little grid, and this is, you know, the little trying to think of them. You know, it's just a really quick tutorial. If you want your sounds to cut each other off, make sure you got them in the same choke group. The polyphony is just how many voices, like how many times you hit the button before it starts to sound too crazy. I like to leave mine on 1 because I like to cut it off kind of quick. Yeah. Oh, I also forgot to mention the engine mode. Maschine has a standard mode, but you also can like choose like vintage circuits. Like it emulates the sounds of the SP1200. So let's say if you have a kick you might want to choose the low filter to make the bass come out a little bit more. Low, mid, it has mid, high, and high, you know, for your highs. And it also has the MPC 60 setting right here. The MPC 60 setting, amazingly, is great for your highs. For whatever reason, it makes the highs like really pop out. But again, I'm not going to get too far off subject, you know. I just wanted to touch base with the slicing, which is pretty much, you know, what most hip-hop heads. And the final step, you know, after you dragged and dropped everything over, you know, so you got all your sounds. Again, I'm not doing the whole thing. On the machine, it's going to be a tab. When you're done, to the right, it's going to say apply to. Then it's going to say busy, applying. Just give that a second. It'll drop it on the screen here, and you see it. You know, it lays everything out for you. So when you hit your keys, see how it's lighting up. Like every time I'm hitting that, it's lighting up. So then you can go down here and adjust the velocity, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much how you do it. And you'll notice that the sound will change, like this second tab right here. Again, I'm sorry this video is like mad condensed and stuff. I'm probably going to do like a lot of video editing because I, you know, trying to cram all this in like in the 15 minutes. But like this second tab, you see this right here? That's my VEQ4 from Waves. So when I pull that up, boom. The fresh thing about it, you don't even have to even touch like your mouse anymore. You can just focus on the hardware. Like down here, see where it says VEQ4? Let's say if I'm going to the high pass, I grab that knob, and then look. See how it's moving? If I go over here to where it says analog, and I go over here, watch that button. It's going to light up eventually. Because from like 100% all the way down to 0% is what's going to make that light come on or off. Okay? You know, then you got the lo-fi. See when I adjust that? Now it's adjusting that. So now I can switch this knob. You see what I mean? So when I seen that, I was like, yo, that is like mad fresh. It auto maps your plugin. So between that and the how you can learn, or rather how it can learn different knobs and stuff like that on like your plugins and stuff like that, I was like, yo, that's mad fresh because it makes life so much easier for you, and then you can just save those presets. So next time you come in, it's like it's done for you. So Maschine, man, is living up to the hype, man. Again, I'm sorry if you know, I'm not going into really great detail, but I've only been on it for like 3 days, and to me it's real tight. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna launch like some tutorial videos on it, but I was like, there's so many free ones on the internet right now, man. I don't even think it'd be even worth my time. But you know, I believe in sharing knowledge. If I have anything that I know about a program, yo, I don't mind sharing the love back. 'Cause I know on YouTube I learned a lot of stuff on YouTube, man. So it's your boy Joe Fontaine of Joe Fontaine Music, using Maschine 1.6, and I'm out. Peace.